Thousands of candles can be lighted from a single candle, and the life of the candle will not be shortened. Happiness never decreases by being shared. The Buddha. We gather here to celebrate the marriage of Jerry and Michelle, two people who have lived in love for 28 years, and today is the legal recognition of that love. Jerry and Michelle appreciate the love and support of their families and friends, who over the years made them feel they too were entitled to live and love whom they choose. We are invited today to witness this celebration.
A Native American blessing. Hold on to what is good, even if it is only a handful of dirt. Hold on to what you believe, even if it is a tree which stands by itself. Hold on to what you must do, even if it is a long way from here. Hold on to life, even if it is easier letting go. Hold on to my hand, even when I have gone away from you.
She did great. To begin, Jerry and Michelle would like to acknowledge their parents and the bright light they've always shined on them and continue to. Their love and encouragement paved their path through to this day. Paula?
We clasp the hands of those who have gone before us and the hands of those who come after us. We enter the circle of each other's arms and the larger circle of friends whose hands are joined as if in a dance, and the larger circle of all people moving in and out of life, who move also in a dance to a music so quiet we only hear it in fragments.
Jerry and Michelle would like to acknowledge their dads, and they know that Tony and Ted would have been the first up on the dance floor. Dearly beloved friends and families, we are gathered here today overlooking the waters of our amazing Hudson River to celebrate the marriage of Jerry and Michelle. We are gathered here today, words that we learn as small children, words that have historically been rich with the ability to generate dreams of the future, and words and dreams that we finally as a nation are acknowledging belong to everyone. I cannot tell you how honored I am to be here. And I'm going to tell you a funny story about how I not only ended up here, but ended up as the mayor of Nyack. I'm a relatively new mayor, 9 months and counting. And as part of my campaigning in a bitter battle for the job, I logged many hours in front of Nyack Post Office wearing my campaign button, with my campaign literature, shaking hands and kissing babies. And since Nyack is a pretty small place, I often ended up mostly kissing people I already knew. One day, there I am in my spot in front of the post office, and here comes Jerry dressed in tennis garb, and she jumps out of her car, gives me a kiss, and she says, Michelle and I have been together at that time for 27 years, and we never really thought much about being able to get married. But if you win, we want to get married, and Michelle and I want you to marry us. And I have to tell you, this, strangely enough, was the most important thing that anyone had said to me during the whole long and occasionally depressing campaign. If you become mayor, Michelle and I want you to marry us. And I was overcome with this sudden sense that I really did have to win this election. That if I won this election, I would be given the incredible opportunity to join these two amazing women in legal matrimony, something that history had denied them, that if I became mayor, I would suddenly be granted a power vested in me to do something so honorable and so special and so important, and wow, I worked my tail off and here we are. I couldn't be more honored. I don't think I've ever met two people who make more sense together. I've known them both over the years, Jerry from the tennis court, Michelle from around the village, and I've always loved their spirit. Jerry, the calm, community-minded voice of reason. Turns coming, I see. The patient, gentle teacher, the repeater of the request for folks to engage in what she calls calm, normal behavior, whatever that is. Michelle, quick with a grin and a self-effacing joke, and equally quick with a warm, comforting word. And the ability to seemingly shrug off stress, full of steady patience. Both of them with eyes full of sparkly laughter and easy grins. And how funny are they? I'll tell you, this whole process of planning a wedding with them has been hilarious and moving, often both at the same time. I've only on a few occasions referred to them as bridezillas. Nothing has not been thought out, planned, worried about, obsessed over, and look how beautiful it is. It's been joyous getting to this moment. Who knew that Jerry could barely get through the initial wedding conversations without weeping? Sweet, gentle weeping. One of my favorite moments. One of my favorite moments in the planning came when Michelle expressed a bit of confusion at some part of the wedding plan, and Jerry turned to her with a grin and said, "Whose wedding planning have you been at?" And who knew that Michelle would giggle and grin, wake up in the middle of the night staring at the ceiling, worrying, and still not write her wedding vows, despite gentle prodding from her affiance and everyone else. It is poetic that two girls from places 9,500 miles apart, clearly fated, would grow up to find each other half a world away. And that this celebration, this joyous event, would be rich with all of you, coming to share in this happiness from places as exotic as Jakarta and Manhattan. But look at these brides, Jerry and Michelle with their shining eyes and ability to laugh, their deep abiding love, not just for each other, but for family and friends. And yes, they finish each other's sentences. They know each other's thoughts. They laugh at punchlines that none of us are in on, but the two of them. And yes, Michelle finished her vows, and Jerry is probably going to cry a bunch today. And isn't it just beautiful? Jerry and Michelle love each other, deeply, truly, and forever. And that's all you have to know about this moment, this momentous and exciting adventure we're all sharing in right now. Jerry and Michelle don't need this ceremony we're performing today. They are two amazing women, two decent, kind, funny, wonderful women who have loved each other for more than a quarter of a century with no blessing from the government, but guided by the greatest blessing of all, their own deep love. I'm so happy and proud to bestow on them the official title of wife today, but they don't need it from me. They gave it to each other 28 years ago. Now let us all celebrate and join Jerry and Michelle in marriage. Shall we say some vows?
Give me the camera.
We have created a wonderful life together, and I have waited for this day where we can stand before our family and friends, and I promise to continue to love you and embrace your love of life. Your kindness and compassion, your never a dull moment, let's cram as many things as we can, all without taking a moment to acknowledge the beauty that surrounds us. You always see me, and you make everything better. Acknowledge all the little things that make us who we are together. You stay true to who you were when I first met you. You are the kindest, most generous, most giving person that I know. And I have made my heart, my home in your heart, and I look forward to spending the rest of our lives together, married. You are my home.
28 years ago, when we met and fell in love, we could have never imagined standing here with our friends and family, legally exchanging vows. But here we are, and here are all of our incredible friends and family who have supported us along the way. Together we have built a wonderful life that I cherish, based on love, respect, and the ability to have fun. 28 years later, you are still the amazing person I fell in love with. You still have the twinkle in your eye that I look for, and the same kind heart that captured mine. You are the champion of all things good, and I love how you always stand up for what is right, even if it's not the popular route. You are able to make sense out of my chaos And I love your love for all of nature's critters, even the slimiest lizards. I hope we have as much fun for the next 28 years. You share my soul, and I promise to try to keep the clutter off the counter.
All right, I ask you now to witness with me the expression of these parties' understanding and intent. May we have the rings? Jer, Colleen?
Oh, sorry, I'm sorry.
Will you, Jerry, take Michelle, love, honor, and cherish for as long as you both shall live?
I would.